Hey friends, and welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Brittany. I am a homemaking mama of 4 and a wife of 13 years, and I am a full-time homemaker. I stay at home and take care of my family, and I really enjoy it. And so if you love any motherhood content, I would love for you to subscribe and become, part of the family, one of our friends. And so on today, I'm just going to be getting my house in order. I have a bit of cooking, cleaning to do, and so I thought I would take you guys along with me. So I have not uploaded a video, and I know I said I was going to try to be better and more consistent, and that is my hopes, as YouTube is something that I really, really love to do. It is a hobby of mine, but my home always comes first, and I always put myself first and my mental health first before doing YouTube. That is what matters most to me. But you guys know that I do love you guys as well. And so I'm coming to give you guys a little update. So for the past, I'd say about a month, maybe a little longer, I feel like I've been stuck in a weird space. I've been feeling not just physically, but mentally overwhelmed, and my home is definitely showing it. And it's not anything major that others can see, but for me, I notice it. So I love for my house to be clean, but I'm also realistic as I have 4 kids. So my main goal is to try to keep my kitchen and living room tidy. But my laundry, you guys, it is piling up so bad. I currently have at least 6 loads that I need to fold right now as I speak to you guys. But not just that, we have been in this house since January and I still haven't unpacked. And so I feel like my to-do list just keeps growing and growing and I can't get anything checked off. And so it makes me kind of feel like I'm a failure in some kind of way. And I always have these little bouts, they come and they go, and I always try to give myself grace. And I know, it's part of, it happens. It's life. And so I just always try to be gentle to myself and always try to remember, just take everything one day at a time. And so, also on top of that, what made it worse was there was a horrible event that happened near me, and I looked up an article to find out more information on it. And I was on Facebook, and so I was reading some of the comments, and the comments were so disgusting and hateful, and it just grieved my heart really. And to see all of the hate, it just did something to me. If you guys recall where Paul said in Philippians chapter 23, he says, I am hard pressed between the two. My desire is to depart and be with Christ, for that is far better. Like the way that the world is, I can see why Paul felt like that because, like the Bible says, men will become lovers of themselves. And we definitely see that nowadays. And, everybody is just for themselves. There's really, no love. People are just so evil, and this world is just, you know, I just thank God, that whenever this life is over, there'll be no more worrying, no more sorrow. And so I have just been feeling very overwhelmed, and I thank God that God has been carrying me through. But do you guys remember when Elijah was running for his life from Jezebel? God sent the angel and told him basically to rest, to eat and drink because the journey ahead was great. And so that's how I've been feeling, like very, just tired and drained and having a lot weighing me down. I just need to remember, I need to rest and take rest because I can tell myself, okay, I'm going to take today off, which I usually try to give myself one day off out of the week where I don't cook or do anything like that. But I have not been doing that. Like, I have this thing where I don't know what it is, but I love to serve my family. And like I'll say, I'm not gonna cook today, and I end up cooking anyways. And knowing that my bigger kids, they know how to, cook for themselves, or, but I always give the excuse that I need to cook for my babies. So I'm working on that. That's something that I'm working on, learning how to rest. So I've came across this quote. It was exactly what I needed, and the quote said that when you're tired, learn to rest, not quit. And y'all, when I read that, that just have been sticking with me, and I've been, bringing that to remembrance. And so I also want to talk about the verse in Hebrews chapter 12, verse 1. And it kept coming to my mind, you guys. Like when I was going through this, it kept coming to me, kept coming to me. But the thing that stuck out to me the most was the word endurance. And I kid you not, like it just kept replaying, kept replaying. And then I had recalled when I used to run track. And so I remembered when I would run track, when you would get to the end of the race, like when you're about to end the race, they would tell you you would get like a second win, and that's when you push, harder. You get energy that you didn't even think that you had to push harder to the end mark. And so I don't know why that just came to me, and it was just like, endurance. You have to keep going. You have to keep fighting. And so when you're running that race and you're getting to the end, you just get this second win, this strength from out of nowhere, and you push and you press toward the mark, to win the race, of course. And that just stuck out to me, and I was just like, wow. And it helped me to understand that, a little more, to just keep going. And so I just wanted to share that with you, and maybe it will encourage somebody, to show you guys, that this is real life. This is my real life. I don't want to ever get on here and fake, like my life is something totally different. I am a stay-at-home mom. This is, my real life. And I always ask God, to help my life to account for something, to help somebody else, I just want to help, other people. I know there's other moms out there that feel the same way that I do. We all go through something, and it's better for us to go through it together than to be alone. That's why two is always better than one. So in this video, if I can recall correctly, this is one of the days where I said I was not going to be cooking, and I ended up cooking anyway. And so my goal was to make sure my kids just had something healthy, hot, and something that was going to be filling to them. And so I ended up just making some goulash, and which is basically almost like hamburger helper. And so this is one of my go-tos for when I don't feel like cooking. And my kids love it. I know for sure that the babies, they'll eat it, and Sophia loves it. Me and the little kids, my favorite is spaghetti, so I can eat spaghetti anytime. But my older kids, they hate spaghetti. And so I just use a different pasta, and voila. But the goal is to have them a hot meal on the stove. And so I accomplished that. And when I do that, that makes me feel like a little bit accomplished. Like, I took care of my family, and I know that on today I gave my best, my very best. And I do it with a heart of gratitude, thankful that I'm able to, give my kids hot, meals, and make sure they have clean clothes and things like that. I don't take anything for granted that God has blessed us with. I'm very grateful and thankful. And so I just try to make sure that I do everything, as the word says, do everything as unto the Lord. And so I'm just thankful for that. And if you guys have made it this far, I thank you guys so much for sticking with me. I thank you guys for staying subscribed. If you have not subscribed, please consider subscribing. And I pray that this video bless you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.